everyone, it's Libby from Master Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Warramai First Nations people and absolutely thrilled to have you, your guides, my guides and the universal energies with us today. Just feel that energy is fabulous. And aren't you fabulous? Skerrick off 900, not 900, 500 subscribers, and once we reach that magic 500 mark, the boys and I will put it out there and do some private personal readings. So yay, go team. And yes, as mentioned in the last video, absolutely freezing here for us. Not technically freezing. It's about 10 degrees Celsius colder than it should be this time of year. The wind is blowing, the rain is falling. Absolutely crazy. So the winter clothes have been bought out. And I shall be with you here through Christmas because we were supposed to fly out Sunday to eldest daughter's son-in-law and granddaughter for an early Christmas, and COVID has struck. So with immune compromised members of the family, we can't take the risk. So we're here. Fortunately, we live in a society where it's easy to transfer the airfare, so we'll head down in a couple of months instead, but very disappointed on both sides because it was to be the first extended family Christmas for our 2.5-year-old granddaughter, who has missed out on so much. But anyhow, it is what it is, and things happen for a reason, and we will get there. Okay. Not touching the JFK papers. If any of you read through them and have a question, please pop it below or email me at meistertarot@gmail.com. I don't mention names when I say what questions my viewers ask, just in case. Never quite know who's listening in. And yes, the huge announcement, covered that in the last video. Quite hysterical, really. You have to laugh because it is so ridiculous. Right, what I'm going to look at, one of my gorgeous viewers has asked me about, will there be changes coming forward in the US electoral system in regards to campaigning, the leading up to voting, the actual voting itself, etc., etc. So it might be a little bit of a longer read. I'm going to use my runic tarot to start with, then I will move to my intuitive cards, and then I'm just right at the end going to pull some light seers cards for a good message for us. Yeah, those of us overseas, we find it a bit mind-boggling that you have a 24/7, 365 campaigning period, and we do wonder when your politicians actually do any work. In Australia, campaigning is not permitted until 6 weeks before the physical voting date, the election date. Any campaign funds over any donations over a certain amount have to be declared. We've had a few of our politicians very quickly lose their elected positions and banned from running again because they have taken, for example, an expensive bottle of wine. We had one of our state premiers, which is the same as a US state governor, have to step down and resign because he didn't declare a bottle of Grange. So yeah, we're pretty severe over here. We also vote on a Saturday. What's this Tuesday thing? I know it used to be because Tuesday was market day or the day before market day or however it worked out. But in this day and age, where you're not driving your horse and cart into town, surely it can be changed to a Tuesday. However, tradition is extremely hard to change. So I'll just have a quick look at the questions to be asked is, now, okay, what I'm getting is that any changes are not going to come from the government down. They are going to have to come from the grassroots up. So if you have, what is it, guys? If you have the ability to start this in the school boards, in the streets, in the states, in the local districts, this is where the change is going to have to come from ground up, not top down. Okay, so it's going to be letter writing, what it's going to be. Okay, thank you. I saw they showed me a ballot paper with a question and a yes/no answer. So it's going to be something that comes on a ballot paper where where you're going to have to vote yes or no for any changes that go through. And it's going to be slow, but yes or no, because nothing will happen. So, okay, right. Thank you, guys. I think I got that. I'll have to watch that. I have no idea what I said. Something about a ballot paper, I think. Okay, tell me about, are there going to be changes to the US? I'm getting the gerrymandering is a huge one. It's a huge one. That's going to be the first step. The installation, and in Australia we can't believe you don't have this yet, because we have an independent council that defines the boundaries under really strict regulations. And we find it odd that you don't have that over there, but that's going to be the first step, is the forming of a council to draw up independent boundaries under strict guidelines. Okay, they're telling me that's going to be the first step. Okay, that may not need a vote. Is that going to come from government, or is that going to come from the people? I'm getting that that's coming from government. It's not going to come before 24. Is it going to come before 28? Yes. I've got it that it's going to come. It's going to be put out there before 28. Slow process. Tradition is slow to change. Okay, tell me. Okay, I'm going to ask about the independent commission to draw out the boundaries. Tell me about independent commission to draw up the boundaries using my runic tarot. Come on, independent commission. Tell me, independent commission to draw up the boundaries. Something's dropped out. I don't know what it is. Independent commission to draw up. Thank you. Oh, interesting card of the first one. So come on down. This is the current. This is the present. Okay, this is the signifier card in this particular reading. What we have on this side is we have the present energies, and then we have the future energies on this side in the extended Celtic cross. This is the present energies, and this is the win at any cost sabotage card. And that is the signifier. That is the current situation. It is challenged by, or the second signifier, okay, thank you. It can be a challenge, but it can be a second signifier, and that's what they've told me it is here, this Emperor energy. This is the old man, white, patriarchal, my way or the highway, dictatorship energy. And that is the present energy. The win at all cost, reinforced by this, the win at all cost, the sabotaging of the system, reinforced by this patriarchal, old slave owners type energy. That's the present. Okay, base of the reading, the foundation of the reading, and this is also I think Danny Shea calls it the energies that we're stewing in at the moment in regards to this. I'll try, sorry about the glare, huge picture window in front of me, which is great light, but it does glare off these shiny cards. 10 of Cups. This is about democracy. This is my democracy card. The 10 of Cups. It's also about an ending. It's about a change. It is about communities coming together. Sorry about the glare, it's a very bright card as it is. It's about communities coming together. The change has to come via the communities to put pressure on the government for the government to make change. Okay, but I do see that this boundaries thing is going to come from the government. But start your letter writing now, if you can. Not now, wait till Christmas and New Year are over. But yeah, It's got to come from the community, but it is about the democracy. The sake of democracy is at the foundation of this reading. In the past, Page of Wands. Oh, okay, this is usually my Ukraine card, but I'm not talking about Ukraine now. Ah, the youth. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. They told me it is the youth coming forward. This change is going to come from the voice of the youth. But as us oldies, we need to back them up. We need to add our voice as well in support. So it's not considered a youthful voice, it is considered a cross-generational voice. But this is in the past. The youth have spoken. They're coming. This is a message that they're bringing forward. Because, okay, thank you. Thank you for the dump, guys. What the boys are telling me is that, how do I put this? Okay. The youth are very much globally connected, and they see what goes on in other countries, and they see what goes on in countries like Australia. We have compulsory voting still here too, by the way. So once you turn 18, it is compulsory to register and vote. However, we don't have to tell them the name of the dog that we had 60 years ago and swear the organs of our unborn grandchildren to be able to vote. Voting in Australia is so simple, and to register is so simple. And they look at other countries like us, like the Netherlands, like Europe and New Zealand, and they go, hang on, why can't we have a piece of that? They're looking, and this is the message they're bringing forward, is we want to take the best of what is around the world and bring it into our own system. And they've got this disbelief almost at the system that it is currently. I have never waited longer than 5 minutes in a line to vote, and for a lot of our elections on different levels, so for council and for state, so municipal and state, if you're talking about the US, I vote online. There are checks and measures to make sure that me is me, but I vote online, as does my husband and my daughter. For particular elections, the federal election, we physically walk around the corner to the primary school and put our vote in, and have never stood longer than 5 minutes in the queue. And while you're standing there, they have what we call a democratic sausage. So the local school uses it as a fundraiser to cook sausages and sell drinks. Anyhow, the youth, getting back to that, it is the youth coming forward with all this messaging. Crowning the reading is this devil energy. It is tied to an archaic past that is toxic for the 21st century. Okay. And this Emperor energy is feeding into this toxic, and that's why they're reluctant, they're fighting against it changing. However, okay, immediate future this is my 9 of Cups. It is the wish fulfillment card, but in this particular deck, it's very much about people getting together on a community level, meeting down at the local pub, meeting down at the local community hall, and making friendships, making connections, making partnerships, and making plans. If I'm talking about Ukraine, this is my Resistance Underground card, and it's probably very apt for the US as well. But it is a positive card. It's not those negative ones. It is a positive card. It's about coming together at this community level to make the changes. Okay, externally in future in regards to this, honestly, in regards to the question, which was the independent boundaries, a commission to draw up the independent boundaries, externally it is a crossroads moment, being a 2. However, the only path you can see on this card is towards the light. So it is a choice really to sit and do nothing, because it's all too hard, or you're comfortable where you are, or you can put down your dinner and walk towards this light. So it is a crossroads moment. Internally, we've got the Knight of Wands, a youthful figure again, one up from the page. So this is the next level up, possibly the next generation up, or just the next energies up. Yes, thank you guys, they've said it's the next energies up. An inspired, youthful figure bringing forward a message of a passionate new plan internally. Tap into it. Tap into this energy. If you saw the online videos of the youth voting at the universities where they stood for hours, there is this untapped progressive energy that want to be fired up. They want change. Okay, hopes and fears, justice, actions and consequences. Okay, thank you. The hope is that when justice comes through, which it will do in this year for a lot in Congress, when actions and consequences has been exposed to the truth, there will come a mind shift. Thank you. That is the hope. But tap into this youthful energy. Oh, please, please, please. The outcome, strength. Great outcome, yes card. The contrast to this current devil energy when you've got the outcome being the strength card. My favourite card in this deck. Harness this power. Make friends with this power. And use it. Use it compassionately. Thank you. Circles of support. It's there to be tapped into, which can bring abundance. So these are the outcome. Tapping into that strength with compassion and using it compassionately, you've got this coming together with abundance, emotionally coming together, an offer being made. This is the government putting it out there, and the Sun card. Again, the youth coming forward in truth, a lot of messages coming out, and a lot of messages coming out. Get that message out there. But these are great cards. What fabulous cards to end on. A plan coming to fruition to break down the old systems so it can be rebuilt anew. Great cards. So, yeah, the boys are telling me that's the first step. I'm feeling energized. I'm actually feeling energized with the energy in regards to that. I'll just have a quick run through with the story with my intuitive cards for the more general about the changes. Okay. I put these through a few people said, oh, we'd love them, so I popped them through my scanner. I'll have to think of a new way of doing it. My scanner's 15 years old. The colours were absolutely terrible, so bear with me while I either recreate them anew in a sketching online on the computer sketching system, or we'll see what we can do. But okay, the question, guys, tell me about changes to the United States electoral system. We've covered the independent boundaries. Want to just have a look. We're looking at the 24/7, 365 campaigning. Someone suggested 2 months, which is the 8 weeks that we have. Absolutely ideal. And even that is way too long. By about the 6th week mark, we're all going, bloody hell, do I have to listen to that ad again? And we just switch the television off. So yay, 2 months is more than enough, trust me. Independent boundaries, changing the voting to a Saturday. declaring donations over a certain amount, like publicly publishing the list of donations over a certain amount. Okay, tell me the story. First two cards that jumped out are very interesting. Tell me the story. We're looking at the whole, looking at it as a whole. Thank you. Okay. First two cards we've got is every drop counts. Every drop in the ocean counts, and it's about getting the messaging out there. The messaging, rebuilding, the health, rebuilding health, celebration, ideas. This is usually my, let's see what the next one is. Yeah, okay. The reason I said that is this is usually my, I would almost call this my devil card, because it can be sort of indulgence. It's my indulgence card. But I'm going to read it purely as indulgence because of what's gone before it and what's gone afterwards. Every drop counts in getting this message out to rebuild the health of the country. Celebrate in the ideas and indulge in the diversity, the unity of diversity and the ideas that are coming forward. There will be no bad ideas in regards to this. There will be ideas that will okay, thank you guys, that will fall by the wayside, but indulge all the ideas and then take forward the ones that are unifying. Okay, thank you guys. Whew. Right, what have we got here? It's going to feel alien because this is such a long-standing tradition. But the alienness of it, oh, okay, thank you. Also new Americans are going to, bringing their transformation. Thank you. No, thank you. They're going, go back. If you don't know my boys, they do like to slap me around the head and yell at me when I get something wrong, because then they just dump it in there. Okay. Alien ideas to the US. So this is overseas methods of doing things are going to add to the transformation. It is a crossroads moment because this loyalty to this old way of doing things is so convoluted. Oops, sorry, put out two there, they stuck together. It's going to take the collective to bring about this abundance and a new good way of doing bringing forward this, okay, I'll say an angelic way of doing things. It's going to take drops in the ocean, everybody in the collective to bring forward this abundance. Okay, not surprised, breaking down of this patriarchal monarchy system is the key to peace in the country, peace in the world. Bravery when the glass feels full. Bravery in this empty, when faced with this empty glass, and the division of love. Poverty, feminine. Loss of money, feminine, poverty. Dark clouds, anger is in the past. Okay, I was getting worried where this line was going, because this is literally, these are the downtreading of women, the keeping of women in poverty is going to raise clouds of anger. in the past, and this is a past way of looking at things. This is in the past. Okay, this energy of Roe versus Wade, husbands telling wives how they must vote, this downtreading of women and keeping them in, whether it be morally, financially, however, in poverty, is in the past. Women are getting angry. Women are getting angry. We've got technology, slow. Okay. Change in technology, it's going to be slow. The way of doing things is going to be slow, but it is going to come into legislation. The noise of the swamp. Sorry, I'll just bring you up slightly. The noise of the swamp is going to be horrifying. However, we have this wealth and this fullness. Okay. The noise of the swamp, we know who the swamp is going to be horrifying. This is wealth. This is my poverty card. This is my wealth card. This swamp's wealth, their influence is going to be out as trust comes to light. And some dudes find themselves restricted. I love the bottom card. Magic is going to happen countrywide as rule becomes more balanced for the people. We have the kitchen table, and the future is not yet written. Okay, so that's really reinforcing what my initial card said, and what the boys have been telling me is that it's going to start at the kitchen table. Oh, okay, thank you. You're telling me there's going to be illumination on some of these patriarchal energies that are going to end up in... This is going to be a turning point. This is... Okay. Right, thank you. What they're saying is that there is going to be, and it comes back to that Page of Wands, there is going to be a groundswell of movement when those in the swamp, when this patriarchal way is exposed to, the youth are just going to say no longer, not enough. So when this patriarchal way of doing things is exposed, there's going to be a groundswell. Okay, I'm getting Jack Smith. This is telling me this DOJ, Jack Smith, Peoples of Congress, the Marjorie Taylor Greene with her, if Bannon and I had organised it, blah, 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 all those people. When that comes to the fore and there are, how do I put this, by-elections, arrests made, by-elections, there is going to be this swelling up, and that is what needs to be tapped into with the youth to start the drop in the ocean for these changes, to start the process, get the message out there. Thank you. They're just telling me to harness that energy when there is this shocking disbelief. Now, you and I are cynics. Nothing is going to shock us. We get very disappointed. We are not surprised, but we are disappointed, disillusioned, but I don't think anything is going to shock us. But there is going to be the young'uns coming forward and going, what the F happened? How did you let this happen? And that is the energy that needs to be tapped into to start these changes. Okay, right. To finish up, a couple of cards from the Lights, Work Your Light Oracle. Couple of cards, please. couple of cards, please, for the work your light. Couple of cards. Couple of cards. Thank you. Transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing, and yes, they are. Transformation. Embrace the transformation. But things are changing at a cellular level on every level of society, which is going to bring about this deep healing. However, the message for right now: replenishment, retreat, rest, and be held. You can't give if you haven't got. So make sure that you take the time, especially over this chaotic solstice, Christmas, whatever period, to look after yourself first. Fill your energy banks with people, by yourself, however you need to do it. Fill yourself up, because change is coming. Okay, thank you for joining me. Love to you all. Take care. I shall see you Sunday for Master's Guidance, and be interesting to see what message he has for us. Love to you all. Bye-bye.